The Chicago Bulls have a special guest for Christmas, but they just as soon be seeing Scrooge as the Detroit Pistons are in town to take on their arch rivals.
Merry Christmas, everybody. It's showtime.
Last year, the world champion Pistons found the way to beat the Bulls in the playoffs was to beat up on Michael Jordan. It often took 3 men to do it, and the NBA's best defensive player on the best defensive team. The Pistons and the Bulls are going to town. The officials, Jake O'Donnell, Ed Middleton, Jim Capers, Bill Cartwright, James Edwards on the opening tip. And Detroit controls. Isaiah Thomas off the steal. Pippen back. Nice feed. Rodman stopped by Jordan, who came back. Thomas and Pippen to the board. John Paxson for Michael Jordan. His first shot. Yes. And the Bulls on a 6-0 roll. And it's a 6-4 Chicago lead. Here's Pippen. He got the step. Scottie Pippen trying to turn it from that 2 for 16 against Detroit in the loss last week at the Palace. Edwards stripped by Jordan.
Michael Jordan does that better than anyone, taking the ball from behind the shooter's head.
Jordan.
Gentleman who happens to have the longest tenure with one team in the NBA. This is his 8th season. A lot of stability in that job.
Well, Jim Capers and Chuck Daly going face-to-face. That's the assistant coach, Brendan Suhr, and Dennis Rodman trying to make peace.
He said, Merry Christmas.
Yes. Umars. And Jordan with the wheeling move. Nice fade for King. Yes. But the basket won't count. It's a traveling violation. Mike, you know, we hear so much about what is called the Jordan rules, the defensive technique attempted by several clubs, in particular the Pistons when they go against the Bulls. But apparently there's a mystique concerning the alleged Jordan rules.
Too complicated for the media. Do your best, would you? No.
Whenever he catches the ball, pray very hard.
The Jordan rules. Is that something you guys made up? No idea what you're talking about.
None of your business.
Bulls by 1, 11-10, 6.5 remaining in this first quarter. Marv Albert, Mike Fratello, Pat Riley. Oh, a gorgeous move by Michael Jordan. And the Bulls with a 3-point lead. Pistons 17, Bulls 13. Jordan, yes. Michael Jordan with 7 points as part of his new philosophy. Arrives early, shoots before games. You see the University of North Carolina shorts, a throwback to his days as a Tar Heel. Jordan.
They set a little stagger that time along the baseline for Michael Jordan.
So that's the end of 1 here at Chicago Stadium. Christmas Day, 1990.
Hi, I'm Michael Jordan of the Chicago Bulls. Along with my family and the organization of Chicago Bulls, we'd like to wish everyone a happy holiday.
And there are Michael's parents, Dolores and James, on hand for the action today.
Again, the isolation. 4 players on the opposite side of the floor from McGuire. And there's Jordan behind the head again with the block.
However, Isaiah is on fire. Bill Jackson taking that timeout with Detroit extending to its biggest lead of the game. 38-31 is the score. Mark McGuire telling us last night that his job has changed because he's double-teamed so frequently. Michael Jordan with the 11. Jordan threw the double team, but he found Pippen wide open in the second quarter, and they have been destroyed off the boards.
Detroit's opponents usually shoot under 46% against them as Michael takes him off the dribble for the short jumper.
Jordan off the stutter step. Yes. And here is Jordan.
And that's what you do when they try to trap you on the double team. You split it off the dribble.
Final seconds, Aguirre, rebound, Cartwright, and time runs out. That's the end of the first half. Pistons by 5, 50-45. They led by as many as 9.
He knows they're going to jump out and double team him, so he just splits the two people that are supposed to trap him and finishes it off with that 15-foot jumper.
And Michael Jordan finishes off 7 for 13 from the field. High-point man with 17 points. What a
Great
move
look
by
at the
Jordan.
split of the double
The
team.
24-second buzzer went off, but they continued play because Chicago had taken possession. Jordan for the open, Paxson. Yes.
And Jordan knows that if he's got 4 defenders around him, someone's open, and Paxson is just behind the three-point line.
Isaiah Thomas. And here comes Michael Jordan. Twisting and hitting.
What they're doing is they're stepping up their big people in transition.
Jordan again draws the double team.
When Michael is doing his thing, just creating on his own, the next defensive player, whoever it is, big or small, has the responsibility of jumping out to stop his dribble penetration.
Jordan, yes. 21 for Jordan.
Whenever he has the ball on the wing, bring him to the middle of the floor to get help. Vinnie Johnson gets there a little too late. Michael Jordan just jumps over you and knocks it out. Again, they force the switch. Now you've got Dumars trying to play Grant, or in isolation, Jordan against Sally. And too bad, because Phil Jackson was yelling, calling for the illegal defense. Jake O'Donnell gave it to him, but took away a basket as a result.
So the basket does not count on that call of illegal defense.
Shooting the technical foul, Michael Jordan.
Jordan will shoot the technical foul. He's 3 for 3 from the line.
Remember, if they happen simultaneously.
Minute and a half remaining in the third. Jordan, yes. Michael Jordan now on target from outside. He has 24. The Bulls lead at 66-62. And the foul called on Dumars. Michael Jordan last season averaged 33.5 per game. Led the NBA in scoring for the 4th straight year. Also led in steals for the 2nd straight season. Bulls by 6. See the seconds working down. Jordan gets to the circle and fires. Yes!
Michael Jordan, he sees Lambier waiting for him, but he pulls up short of Lambier's double team and knocks out the 3. Remember last season, he got off to a great start shooting 3-pointers.
After 3 in Chicago, it's the Bulls by 9. Jordan from Pippen without the express written consent of the NBA. Beer picks up his 3rd.
Michael Jordan coming off that stagger screen once again. Dribble penetration, gets it right to the front of the rim, and the Pistons just aren't going to let him have easy layups. He's got to go to the free throw line and earn them.
And that is his first miss at the line after hitting 6. The Bulls match their biggest lead, 85-76, and now show some pressure.
All they want to do is run that shot clock down so Detroit can't execute its half-court offense like it normally does.
Oh, what a play by Pippen. Jordan for Paxson. You can see Detroit has died in this 4th quarter. Meanwhile, the Bulls continue to thrive. 14 for Scottie Pippen. And Chuck Daly wants to talk it over.
Everyone handles it differently. The key is the maturity level of the other players on the team if they want to make a big issue of it.
Michael Jordan with 34. Are you saying you would have just fined him and that would have been the story?
I think the key is, as Jake O'Donnell sees the foul, I think Chuck realizes and understands how the rest of his team will perceive that particular move by Isaiah and by Lambeer, and because of that, that's how he handled it.
Terrific effort by Rodman, but his pass went astray.
Rodman comes from the foul line to keep that thing alive.
The fouls and penalties, because you reach a point, you can't call everything.
You have 6 fouls to use up at each position. Detroit takes advantage of it.
Isaiah Thomas, after hitting a moment ago to cut it down to 9.
As he goes in, Jordan flies by. We'll take a look at where that hits. It looks to me like it's more at the top of the head area than in the eye.
Jackson and Jordan in the backcourt. Jordan lost it, recovers, and hits with the shot clock down to 2.
The Pistons cut it back to 5 and elected to foul Philadelphia every time down, put him on the free throw line. Problem is, Philly made the shots.
Michael Jordan with a well-balanced performance. 12 points in the third quarter, 36 in all. Mr. Stats, 96-86, the timeout rundown. Chicago with 3 left. Detroit with 1 remaining. The Chicago Bulls looking to put an end to the Detroit winning streak against them during the course of the regular season. They've won the last 5. They are standing and cheering for the home club here in Chicago. Well, Phil Jackson put the pressure on this game, made it a must-win situation. That is it. The Chicago Bulls defeat the Detroit Pistons 98-86, led by Michael Jordan, who had 37.